The sudden and violent deaths of renowned director Rob Reiner and his wife Michele have sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, prompting those who knew them to speak out about the profound sadness and complexity surrounding the incident. One individual closely connected to the family through a past project has expressed a range of deep emotions, highlighting the heartbreaking nature of the events that unfolded. An executive producer involved in a film that Rob and his son Nick collaborated on shared feelings of profound sorrow mixed with anger. The tragedy involves the couple's son who has faced long-standing struggles, being accused of the brutal act in their home. This producer described the situation as a classic example of a Hollywood family plagued by personal demons, leading to an unimaginable outcome. He emphasized how Rob, coming from a legendary lineage with his father Carl Reiner also being an icon in comedy and filmmaking, deserved a far different ending to his storied life. The producer recounted his personal interactions with Rob during the making of their joint project, a film titled Being Charlie released in 2015. This movie was deeply personal, drawing from real-life experiences of addiction and family dynamics. It followed the story of a young man battling substance abuse, with his father being a prominent figure in politics and entertainment. The script was co-written by Nick himself, alongside a fellow individual he met in rehabilitation, basing it on their own journeys through recovery and relapse. Rob took on the role of director and producer, turning the project into something more than just a film. It became a means of connection and understanding between father and son. The producer recalled how Rob approached the material with openness, despite his typically straightforward personality. Initially, Rob had adopted a tough-love approach to his son's issues, insisting on rehabilitation programs that didn't always align with what Nick needed. Over time, however, Rob evolved in his understanding, expressing regret for not listening more closely to his son's pleas about what truly helped or hindered his recovery. During promotions and private screenings, Rob beamed with pride when speaking about working alongside Nick. He described it as the highlight of his career, cherishing the opportunity to collaborate creatively with his child. The film served as a form of therapy for both, allowing them to confront past conflicts openly. Scenes and dialogues mirrored their real struggles, including arguments over treatment methods and the emotional toll on the family. Rob admitted publicly that he had been desperate in those earlier years, relying on experts with credentials rather than fully heeding his son's voice. The producer noted that, from his observations, the collaboration appeared to heal old wounds. Father and son seemed to emerge stronger, with Rob gaining insight into the complexities of addiction, how it's not simply a matter of willpower or standard programs, but a nuanced battle involving deeper psychological elements. Nick, who had entered rehabilitation facilities multiple times starting from his teenage years, contributed authentically to the narrative, making the story resonate with raw honesty. Yet, beneath this apparent progress, underlying challenges persisted. The producer speculated on possible mental health factors, such as potential undiagnosed conditions that could have contributed to erratic behavior. He stressed that while compassion is due for those facing such issues, the alleged actions cross into unforgivable territory. The grotesqueness of the crime, if proven, defies comprehension, especially given the unwavering support Nick received from his parents. Tears welled up as the producer drew parallels to his own life as a father. Raising a child with significant challenges like nonverbal autism, he understood the relentless desire to help and protect. Imagining pouring endless effort into supporting a struggling child, only to face betrayal in the most violent way, was devastating. Rob had tried various strategies over the years, adapting when initial methods failed, always aiming to guide his son toward stability. Details emerging in the aftermath paint a picture of escalating tensions. Reports of heated arguments in public settings, including at social gatherings and restaurants, suggest deteriorating relations in recent months. Concerns about relapse into substance use and refusal of further treatment reportedly fueled conflicts. Friends close to the family expressed fears over Nick's declining mental state, noting Rob's worries shared in private conversations. The producer's anger stemmed from the perception that Nick had every resource available, a loving family, professional opportunities and repeated chances at recovery, yet allegedly turned against those who sacrificed so much for him. Blaming parents for personal failings, especially in such a destructive manner, struck him as profoundly ungrateful and disturbing. Reflecting on the film's legacy, Being Charlie stands as a testament to Rob's dedication as a father. He transformed painful family history into art, hoping to aid not only his son but others facing similar battles. The pride he felt during production was palpable. He doted on Nick, celebrating his creativity and resilience in scripting such vulnerable material. In interviews around the release, Rob was candid about past mistakes. He regretted pushing certain rehabilitation tactics that Nick resisted, acknowledging that desperation clouded judgment. Listening to professionals over his own child was a lesson learned too late in some ways, but channeled into the film for catharsis. The broader Hollywood community mourns the loss of a giant whose works span decades, from directing classics like romantic comedies to producing influential projects. His father's shadow loomed large, with Carl's contributions to television and film setting a high bar. Ending a legacy in violence feels antithetical to the joy and laughter Rob brought to audiences. This tragedy underscores the hidden struggles even privileged families endure. Addiction doesn't discriminate, and mental health crises can erode bonds built over lifetimes. The producer's mixed emotions capture the duality: grief for a lost legend and his devoted wife, fury at the senseless destruction. Ultimately, the story serves as a cautionary tale about the limits of parental love in the face of profound personal demons. Rob's efforts, from tough interventions to empathetic collaboration, exemplify a father's unwavering commitment. That it culminated in horror amplifies the heartbreak. The entertainment world grapples with this loss, remembering Rob not for how it ended, but for his immense contributions and the humanity he showed in confronting family pain publicly. Healing seemed possible once. Now, only questions remain about what went unseen or unresolved.